patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Happy Friday. Happy hour chat, hair update, getting caught up. It's been a minute. Needed to pop on here kind of thing. I hope everybody's doing great, my little gray curious friends. And today's start is a story I was inspired by. One of my best friends had told me the story, and I wanted to share it because I think there's something in the water, maybe. So anyway, she was telling me a story about how she was doing a favor for her mom. And while she was in the middle of doing this favor with her mom noticed that she'd been kind of letting her hair go gray. So her mother, after a while of watching her do this favor, had made a comment about her gray hair. I don't know what it was, but that brought it up. But she just kind of was like, yeah, I'm just, letting it go. And the mother was like, are you sure you're not gonna go see Sally and get some, highlights in there? You need to do something. And I just wanted to just say it happens. It's a trigger that you just never know when the gray hair is going to trigger people, and you don't know who it is. And that matters. That matters. It absolutely matters. Because the people that are closest to us are also the most capable of really pushing those buttons without really even trying. It's kind of like a little, So anyway, she kind of scuffed it off, but this from a couple different perspectives. She probably didn't even realize that she was doing it, but it is a reflection of this, you're aging, and it's kind of like especially in a mother and daughter dynamic, it really, if you have somebody that's really trying to hold on to their age, it can be a real mirror. And without knowing it, you're trying to project your fear onto that person, not even realizing that you're probably being offensive. I think there's a couple thoughts of that. I don't think that they obviously know that they're doing it when people do it. I think sometimes it is truly reactionary, because it almost can kind of take you back. You'll go long time without even, now it's been so long I don't even think about it. And then every once in a while, it's like somebody brings it up and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I decided to let my hair go gray. So, and it's funny too, because I started this channel completely by accident. I just, the pandemic had started and I just wanted a random place that wasn't on any of my social media, that I could kind of hide out and just post. I had never posted anything on YouTube ever before. And I just threw it out there, and then I didn't really even think about it. I wasn't even paying attention probably the first 6 months, and then all of a sudden it just started gaining all of this ground, and it was unbelievable how many people it resonated with. And so now, and I'm so close now to almost 1,000 subscribers, which is in all true YouTube fashion, is kind of that's your pivotal milestone. So now I just can't even believe it. And in starting that YouTube channel, I have now experienced a couple of situations where it's a little bit I don't know, getting a little bit hated on. And like I said, I don't know if it's something that's in the water right now or what's going on, but I feel that, I don't know, it's a paradox of life. But essentially, I started this channel by accident just to see. It kind of took off, and then I decided to start an Instagram just so that I could do the stills and have a little bit different perspective to kind of go with it. And I'm not even really all that active on that page, and as much, I guess I am a little bit, but not really, not as much as I am here as far as in the comments and stuff. But regardless, so now that I started that, people in my outer circle or whatever making comments about the gray hair and narcissism, and that it's narcissistic. And so I just, and I kind of was sitting on that for a minute, and I was like, okay, yeah, I absolutely, completely understand that. 100% can relate to what the idea is behind that. But I also think that in the last couple of years, I mean, I have a child who went into a pandemic and never used a computer and came out of a pandemic, and she can do a full-on PowerPoint presentation, and she's already seeing out IT stuff and doing stuff that she's putting stuff on my phone already after a few years of being kind of forced into this technology thing. So I guess my point is where 3 years ago, I can kind of see it being a little bit different than we are doing normal Zooms. I mean, you're Zooming with people all over the world. These kids were Zooming. Now she's got a phone. They all FaceTime. They don't even use the audio. They immediately go straight to FaceTime. So seeing someone's face and that kind of thing is not, it's pretty normal now. And so why not have gray hair? Like, why not have, you're already kind of submerged in it. So unless you want to go live on a commune and not participate in it at all, which, hey, sign me up, I'm totally open to that. But you're already going to be in there. So you can choose how you set up your feed. So if you're somebody that has a lot of feed that has, plastic surgery, resurfacing. So, I mean, you're opening your social media app to literally seeing, breast job, implants, or I don't know, resurfacing, laser treatment, whatever the case may be, it's going to have an influence on you. So if you can cater, I mean, kind of a little bit of a side note, but you're already in there. So the information is flowing. So if you can kind of, flow it into a direction and make gray hair normalize, well, how do you do that? You got to see younger, beautiful women rocking the gray hair and not just feeling like it is a, when I grew up, it was golden girl. I mean, you didn't go gray. I mean, even my mom right now is like, she will go into the casket with the blonde hair. I mean, that's not even a thought on her head, like in her mind. We are totally changing our evolution of what was okay with one generation is not going to be okay with this generation. And so you don't have to go immediately, boom, wait until a certain age. You go straight to the golden girl haircut, and you live in a house with a bunch of women. That part probably will actually come true because I still believe that the women are outliving the men. So it's not actually a bad idea, but you don't have to rock those haircuts. We can upgrade it, make it more like Friends meets, I don't know, something else meets Golden Girls in the new era or something. That actually might not be a bad show. But anyway, I guess my point is that it's a big soup. And so, we've got marshmallow floaties out there, and so you can grab one of them and float on it, or you can grab something a little bit more substantial like a surfboard of like a spoon and jump on it and like try to surf out of this mess. Only real can go gray. That's what I've decided, is that it does take a certain person that, again, I know good genes, good hair, all that stuff matters, but that's, again, will always be my argument on if you are somebody that is rocking like the full gray, like me, where it's not, I mean, I'm a little darker back here, but overall I'm pretty gray. I'm not just a couple little strands. I had somebody I was working with yesterday, and she was talking about how she just did a pixie and she wishes she had more gray, which I thought, wow, that's cool too, because I never really even thought of it, because that's not really the category that I'm in. I'm pretty much like, once it came in, I had a rockin' demarcation line. And so as much as people bitch about that, a lot of people don't even have it. So it's just a sprout, or it's just like here and there. And so I can understand where there would even be more of a challenge to just want to color it, since it's not really all coloring. You're not getting like a whole full-on different look. But still, I think it just still goes back to, honestly, just do you, boo. I mean, you have to do you, because it does not matter. Like, you are going to piss people off no matter what. As we expand and we choose the different paths that we want to be on, it is not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. Because it is a different era. We aren't the Golden Girls, and my daughter is going to have to battle the new TikTok filter, which is a whole nother level of evil that I can't even, you know, I don't know if you've not seen this, there's no glitching. So you can literally move your hair, move everything, and it does not glitch at all. So it is somebody else's face. It like totally changes it. There was a bunch of stuff on Twitter that I saw where like the lady that takes senior pictures, basically they're stopped taking pictures because these girls are using filters so much that when they get their pictures, their senior pictures taken, they don't like them because they don't like how they actually look because they use filters so much. So going back to the whole, like, you know, having a feed of plastic surgery, it's perpetuating all of that stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to kind of wrap this up at the end. And a couple of the takeaways are that I've kind of pulled back is, you know, the triggers are coming from anywhere. And, you know, it's just a wave. Sometimes they come in and they don't. And you also have to manage who it is you're getting triggered that's, you know, showing the trigger. Number two, the real can rock the gray. And you really, I don't know if that is just your makeup or the situation or the experience that you've been in. For me, I mean, it really did come down to no hair or gray hair. I was losing so much hair. If I wasn't losing hair and I could rock the color, I would totally do that. But I mean, not now, because I know how bad it is for the environment and everything else, and the huge collective look of everything. But still, I wouldn't have it wouldn't have been brought to my forefront unless I was losing the hair. So only the real can rock the gray. And the biggest number 3 lesson is that you got to do you, boo. You got to do you. And you really got to dig deep into that, because as you expand and you go, as far as, like, you know, the more years, the more seasons, I like to call them, like you're you know, actually seasoned, peppered and salted and all that good stuff, the more you're going to be taking different paths than other people. And you really have to be rooted in your path, because you're not going to please everybody. And honestly, if you are feeling like you're pleasing everybody, then you're doing it wrong, because you really should have, you know, some kind. That's why this whole YouTube thing was completely by accident. And I love it because it truly does combine my, you know, passion and service, you know, to be able to help people and have like more of a, you know, a woman's support group for people to kind of talk about this, because it is, I mean, clearly I started the channel on the side and honestly didn't tell anybody. I still don't even post it on my regular Instagram, because A, nobody probably really even cares, and B, you know, they probably will hate, you know, there's going to be people from high school that are probably going to hate on it, you know, so it's like, I don't know, I don't need all that, right? Do you need all that? Nobody needs all that. So you're never gonna be able to please people. So I know it's a cliche, but it's just a reminder. And sometimes we need a reminder, like me. I am your everyday gray hair is okay reminder. So when you're having those fluctuations and you're having those moments where you don't know, it's wedding season coming up. So holy trigger. You know, if you're 4 or 5 months in and you're letting it go out, and oh God, sissy's wedding's coming up. And so now it's like, oh, you can't do it because, you know, your hair is going to be this when, you know, you got the sissy's wedding coming. Be strong. You're going to figure it out. You can do a hairstyle, do a hat, do a scarf, be creative, because girls, I'm telling you, the freedom that you get on the other side, there is no price tag on it. There is no price tag on the freedom, the price that you don't, the time, all of that you get back. You will not regret it. And if you do, you can, boom, put it right back on. Get off here, but I am going to, in true YouTube fashion, I am going to go ahead and say that if I get 1,000 subscribers, I will do a Q&A. And you can ask me any questions and I will answer them. You can put your question down in the comments. That would be awesome. And maybe the closer we get to the 1,000, I will put a thing in the community tab where people can do it. So thank you to all the new subscribers. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for being with me, and have an awesome weekend. Mwah. Sending love.
Sensational double.